Hello, welcome back to GameSpot's coverage of E3 2016. We're almost done with the gauntlet of press conferences. This is it. Sony are taking us over the finish line. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you are watching on Twitch, on GameSpot, on YouTube, on Facebook, I think we are now, and wherever you are. If you're in North America or if in Europe, fair play. We're into the small hours, but hopefully Sony will make it worth it. I'm very happy to be joined by Peter Brown.
My man.
Serene Tay.
Hi.
Alexa Ray Correa.
Hey.
How y'all doing? Are you ready?
10 out of
Yes.
10. Awesome. I'm hyped. Seriously.
Very hyped.
Last year's Sony conference was pretty good. We got a bunch of fan appeasal in the form of Shenmue and The Last Guardian and Final Fantasy VII. And I'm looking at a sheet of multiple games, dozens and dozens of games, which we are going to talk about now for the next 30 minutes before they go live. Hopefully on time. There's been a lot of people late today. But first of all, I want to say half of these games on this list, Peter Brown, are for virtual reality.
Yeah, I mean, Sony's pushing, right? It's like October is the release date of PSVR. So I'm sure they're going to focus on it a little bit. I just hope it's not the dominant topic
Right.
of their press conference.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, I think VR has a certain, the interest has spiked, and that, a lot of people are riding high off that, but that's kind of past now. And I think if Sony really wants to do a good job, what they need to do is focus on what they do traditionally, which is release good console games, highlight VR, but don't bet all their money on that, because you look at Microsoft, they had a bunch of good games and new hardware. If Sony is just showing off hardware we've already seen with games that only a fraction of the audience is going to play, because not everyone's going to shell out $400 for the headset, I'd say that's probably not a great move to make.
All right, let's stick with the hardware then. PlayStation 4.5, the Neo Serene. Microsoft have already come out and they showed off the Slim, but they also said, hey, we got this thing coming out in 18 months, which we promise is 4 times better. Do you think it's the right time for Sony to show off some of the Neo? Do they have to tip their hat to it? Do you think we'll see a lot of it? How do you think it's going to go down?
I mean, it's hard because they've already come out and confirmed that they're not going to talk about it at
Right.
E3, right? So if they do, it'll be a really pleasant surprise, because it does mean that they're making an active effort to try and, combat what Xbox has come out with today. But at the same time, I think they're probably going to stick by that just because they're a bit conservative and safe in that regard. But that being said, if they promise we'll see more of the Neo at a future show, like Gamescom or TGS, at least
Right.
that gives a release date or something down the line to expect.
Sony's always an interesting one, Alexa, because they go after Microsoft and so are able to sort of move the pieces around if needs be. And we definitely saw that back, I guess it was 3 years ago now with the Matrix stuff. So what do you think? I mean, the safe bet is for them to say we're not going to talk about it at all. Do you think with what Microsoft's shown off and the relatively positive reaction to that maybe they're going to just stay true to that and not show it? Or do you think they'll maybe show it a little bit?
Well, maybe they'll say something, they'll acknowledge the interview they did where they said, yup, the Neo is coming. But I don't necessarily think Sony has to at this point. Microsoft took a step ahead, and they're already letting us know, here it is, and this is what it's going to be, and we're hyped for it. Let's get you hyped for it. Sony is so far ahead with the PS4 that I don't think they necessarily have to be step for step with Microsoft, although it was really entertaining with the back and forth for the past couple of years with the backwards compatibility and the borrowing the games, that video that Shoot Adam Boys did was awesome, and seeing seeing them two sort of war it out was really entertaining, and I kind of miss that rivalry. But I think I don't think they have to, and honestly, they probably won't.
Yeah.
Today.
I feel like there might be one way that they could at least match Microsoft is if they announce a price drop for the PlayStation 4
Right.
currently.
Well, that could work, yeah.
If they're not going to usher out new hardware, that's a really easy way for them to earn some points back.
Yeah.
Didn't they drop? They dropped it already.
They have,
They
but
did drop it recently.
they can keep dropping it.
Just drop it like it's
Free.
Everyone wins.
everyone gets a free
You get it.
PlayStation 4.
Because the PlayStation VR is going to cost $900.
But it comes with a free PS4.
Exactly.
Free for whatever.
If they give away PlayStation VRs at that conference, I'm going to be real pissed. Do we have anyone there actually? Any GameSpot?
Scott's there.
yeah.
Scott's there. Scott's there because he has to be there to get to the PlayStation VR thing
Right.
afterwards, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's too new though. We can totally take it from him.
Yes.
Senior rights.
For sure. Okay, we'll talk about some VR stuff later on. We'll dive on into it, especially if they run late. But I have a massive list of games here to talk about, which may or may not turn up here. There's another element of the Sony one, which is a lot of these games are Sony related, but some of them are just haven't turned up anywhere else. So you're oh, okay, they're probably going to end up here. But sticking with the Sony stuff first of all, The Last Guardian. Guessing they're going to show it today, Peter?
They have to. They have to. The game's coming out this year. They have to.
We
It's
had
just that simple, I think.
We had a nice little snippet of it last year's Arena, which was kind of obviously it was different, new engine, new everything, but it was evocative of the original launch sort of teaser thing, right? Sorry. So do you think we'll maybe see some new element of The Last Guardian this time?
It's interesting. I mean, because they also featured it prominently at Tokyo Game Show, which was late last year as well. So I'm wondering like how much they'll actually show us this year. But that being said, I feel like it's kind of dragging at this point. Like it really, they have to like
just a little,
yeah,
just a smidge,
just a little bit. Like I feel like I don't know. Even if they show it at this point, it's almost as if people would just be like kind of like, oh yeah, it's that game. Like,
right.
It's kind of like the time has come and gone for.
I guess yeah. In a weird way, they probably don't need to show it. Kind of in one way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it hit so big last year. There's nothing that can top that now. Like they've peaked with that already.
Speaking of games that they mightn't have thought they were going to show this year, or need to show this year, but have since been delayed a little bit. No Man's Sky. Obviously, it's been one of the biggest games shown at the Sony conferences for the past couple of years. Sort of in spite of the fact that it is basically an indie procedurally generated game.
Yeah.
What do you think, Peter? Do you think we'll see it turn up? Do you think Sean Murray will be on stage again, or do you think they'll maybe because there's a sort of a hype issue with that game, right?
There's a hype issue because it's hard to really tell, like, what is it? I mean, we kind of know what it is. We've seen a lot of the same footage, though, and that's the bigger issue. I think, one of the things about that game we don't know a lot about is sort of how the economies work.
Right.
So if they can show that and sort of the nuance, like, intricacies of the, why you explore and what you do with the things you discover, I could be into that. They've shown a little bit before, but they could go deeper. But, honestly, I expect they're just going to show it in, like, a montage. That'll probably be it. I'd be shocked if they brought Sean Murray out for another, honestly, long-winded presentation.
You think the same, Zareen?
Well, like, they tend to rotate, like, the developers that they have on stage, right? I think Sean Murray's had his turn already, and that game's had its turn already, so I don't think we'll see him.
Yeah, what do you think, Alexa? It's out pretty soon. We're talking first week of August. So
yeah, so it's not that far away. Like delaying it a month and a half is hardly a delay. Kind of the same way Uncharted got delayed a few weeks just to polish stuff up. I played that game for a while, a couple months ago, and I liked what I played, but I could definitely tell then that there's something still missing here. Like this is definitely rough, and like Peter said, like we haven't really seen the economies. They have alien NPCs. I'm really interested because they have languages to learn. Like you can learn alien languages and customs, and that's really appealing to me. And if he's going to take more time to work on it and then maybe show it off a little bit more to inform my purchase, then okay, I don't think it'll be there tonight though. It was delayed so close to E3.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't planned to be in the script since they knew it was coming out, so I don't think we'll see it.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think that they've shown it off quite a lot, and they could probably benefit from giving it a little bit of space at this sort of stage. Let's have a look at another staple of the Sony family, God of War. There is rumors of a God of War 4, Alexa, and you think it's going to be placed in not so Greek this time.
No, I mean, other people have heard this rumor, but that it's Norse now.
Cool.
That it's a Norse God of War, and I am 120% behind that. I would love to see that. Kratos needs to retire. I think it's his time. He can go to the beach and do his Kratos thing. I want to see a really awesome Viking crazy God of War.
Yeah. Name a Viking god.
Thor.
Name a second Viking god. Oh, wow. Okay, fair enough. Name Viking hell.
Oh, I don't know. Actually, I know Valhalla is the heaven. I don't know.
Oh, damn it! I meant Valhalla.
And then you have Freya
life?
and Valkyries.
Valkyries. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
God, not since 2 Human have we had Valkyries in video games. Do you remember that?
I remember 2 Human.
Every time you died, there was a 90-second animation. Oh yeah.
And then there was Valkyrie Profile, a really great JRPG.
You knew way more about Norse mythology than I was betting on. I'm so sorry I asked you to answer that question. That'd be cool. Do you agree? I've God of War without Kratos. Good call.
Sure. I mean, they need to do something to make that series feel fresh again. I'm not convinced that we just had some footage up here of I think the last game, and it's. That type of game design is very basic these days.
Right, yeah.
So beyond just changing the setting and the character, they would have to do something significant to the gameplay, or at least the way that it's presented to kind of get me excited.
Yeah, and Ascension was a little bit of a misstep, maybe, sort of
little?
a different take. Yeah, okay, maybe a large misstep. Here's a very interesting game from a company that I feel has been making the same game for years. Horizon Zero Dawn has really sort of captured the attention of a lot of gamers, coming out of Guerrilla Games who were sort of stuck working on Killzone for the longest time. Zareen, what do you think about Horizon Zero Dawn?
I'm so excited. I think it's a really different and interesting take on post-apocalyptic settings, right? And like, it's just something that especially when it debuted last year, was something that we've never seen before, and it totally took everyone just like by surprise. And I went and saw like them do like a live demo afterwards.
Right.
And it looked amazing. Like, there was just so much potential to be like explored there. And I love like the creatures and the creature design in that game. It's really interesting, and it just feels really fresh compared to all the other things that we had.
Yeah, and I mean, say what you want about Guerrilla, about Killzone, but that studio has always managed to get the most out of the PlayStation as well. They've made some fantastic looking games. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm assuming we will see that at some stage anyway. Everyone put your hands up for Detroit. Put your hands up for Detroit.
I'm into it.
Sorry, Peter. Put your hands up for Detroit.
Yeah, thank you.
Detroit.
David Cage apparently is in town.
More polygons, more emotions.
More
feelings,
more interactive sex scenes. He is 6 for 6, I think, at the moment on having sex scenes in his games.
How did you count that? Like,
because I've played every David Cage game.
And you remember?
Maybe it's only 5. Yeah, Heavy Rain, the last one. God, I can't remember his name.
Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond Two Souls. Yeah.
But are they good?
I felt so long ago.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah, they renamed it, and there's another one in there somewhere. The Nomad Soul. Yep.
Well done, Danny.
David Bowie's in that game. Yeah. So here we go. The Ex Machina video game. We've seen like none of this, right? There was that one tech demo, Kara,
yes.
a while ago, and then we saw the trailer, which was the sort of this one, which is like the extension of that. Peter, are you excited about this one? Do you like David Cage games?
No.
Okay. Serene, do you like David Cage games?
Sometimes.
Alexa.
Sure.
I like them. Like you know, like certain directors, you're like, oh, I know what this movie's going to be like.
And
I do feel like they've gotten better over time.
They have.
Like, they've definitely improved. Like, Beyond Two Souls was actually a David Cage game that I enjoyed.
Right.
I don't dislike his games.
Yeah.
But there's something about them I just can't get into. But there are those moments that are really special, like Heavy Rain.
The sex scenes.
you're
The shower.
a secret
gonna say
expert
it,
on
but-
video game sex scenes, Danny.
Apparently.
You have like a spreadsheet of like the scene,
Secret.
the game, and, like the chapter. and-
Secret Mackin.
Got to hit triangle at the right time. That's what David Cage taught me.
So now that it's the PlayStation 4, it'll be a really high-res,
Yeah.
4K.
4K
Yes.
fidelity.
Never seen
But-
sinew like it.
So wait for the VR version.
VR.
Oh no!
Awful. Yeah. So we're probably going to see Detroit.
All right.
There's nothing else to say.
Detroit.
about that. Detroit. Sorry. Oh, parlez-vous
Apologies to all
français?
the French people watching.
Yes, apologies to all our French brethren. Let's talk about Knack. Nick Knack Paddywhack. Give Don Cerny.
Do you know how like everyone's
Mark
reaction
Mark
is
Cerny
just
a
like-
bone.
You just call him Dong.
I called him
Don
Don. I meant
Cerny.
Don Sergi.
Oh.
I don't know why. Don Matrick, I think, is where my brain
Knack.
is going there. Knack was a launch title. There was a resume out there saying that Knack 2 is a game. Do we think Knack 2 is a game? Let's put the hands out. Put the hands out. Up if you think.
Do we say we
Knack-
think it's a game or we
Up.
wish it's a game?
First, think. So
Okay.
up if think, down if not think. Knack. We think it's a game. Do we want it to be a game? Okay. There you go.
Knack was a garbage game for trash people.
Oh, that's a bit hard.
No,
a
it
bit
was not
harsh.
great.
Like,
It was
it's-
really just like it looked cool, but there was just so much wrong with it.
That looks
beat
so
up that
cool.
tank.
Look how cool that is.
No, no.
No, but
He's
you,
really giving it to
you
that
have
tank.
to admire the concept that they were coming out with when they first announced it, right? They made it sound like this really,
Can't look at it.
really nice, creative,
I'll be honest,
like, artsy game. And
This
but-
gameplay does look a bit rough
but
3 years
looking at it
later.
right now,
Look at that guy. Just did a
PS4
flip.
launch
This was a
Yeah.
this was a PlayStation 4 launch title, and he's
What
called.
was he
How's it
doing?
going?
What are they gonna call it? He's called Knack because he's made of knickknacks. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Rack.
Knack
This would
2.
make me want to not
Knackered?
buy a PS4.
Knackered would be great.
Knackered.
Knack 2 knackered.
Knack again. Knack harder.
I like
harder.
it. We're minutes away from realizing the next chapter of Mark Cerny's Sony journey, so stay tuned, folks. Okay, let's talk about some of the third-party staples which are going to manage to shuffle their way onto the stage and probably talk about DLC exclusivity. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. We see that on the stage this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to see
Pretty
it.
confident.
Yeah.
Will they show multiplayer or single player, do you think?
Ooh.
Both.
Both, you think?
I do.
Have they shown it at any other conference?
I don't know.
Why does it feel like we've been drinking?
Because it's been a long day.
We've been drinking the hype, Danny. We're all drunk.
That's
High
true.
on
Life.
life.
Drunk on hype juice. Okay, in the same guys then, Destiny: Rise of Iron.
Duh.
Yeah. I mean, like they've revealed everything there is to know about that already.
Right.
So they might be just
stream.
rehashing like the same trailer that we saw before.
And then say 30-day exclusivity on
PlayStation.
On PlayStation.
Just to remind you guys that you made the right choice when you bought this console.
Speaking of rumors about exclusivity, we saw Capcom throw up Dead Rising on their end. People, they're a company who can't really make games, those types of big AAA games on their own, funding-wise.
Yeah.
The last Resident Evil we saw was 6, which was 5 or 6 years ago.
We saw Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
They're like spin-offs, but in the main like numbered Resident Evil series, it's been like 4 years, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So could we feasibly see? I mean, it's probably a good time for it,
Yeah.
depending, right?
There's that rumor that Jordan Amaro was hired off from Konami. He used to work on Kojima Productions.
Right.
He was hired off to work on Resident Evil 7, and I mean, that could be a thing.
Cool.
Well, I do want to say last year in April, I was in Osaka and I was sitting in a coffee shop and I was just like chilling. And 2 Capcom devs actually came in and sat next to me in the coffee shop. And I think they probably thought I only spoke Japanese because they were speaking English. And I heard them mention Resident Evil 7.
Really?
I don't know, but the thing was, the way they spoke about it, it was like, it wasn't really confirming anything. They were just like, kind of like, oh yeah, like, that has really good potential and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, I don't know if that means that it's actually like in development there, or if they're just kind of like speculating or like getting excited for a potential future thing.
That's great.
So yeah, like what a coincidence, right?
Wow.
That's actually, that's kind of crazy that happened.
You're just hanging out at Osaka coffee shops waiting for
I
them
get
hot
my scoops the old school way.
Did you just like spit out coffee when they said it? Oh, go inside.
Amazing. All right, we'll have to wait and see. It'd be so good if it was the same 2 people who were on stage announcing the game.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh my god!
I hope you're watching.
So there's also rumors that Sucker Punch might be working on a Spider-Man game. This has been floating around.
Oh,
for the past couple of weeks.
please let that be true.
That'd be all right. Maybe I'm like sensitive to it, but I've seen like 3 people wearing different Spider-Man shirts around, and then I remembered we're in LA, and that's just what people
And
do
Marvel.
here. So it's probably just normal.
The county mascot.
Yeah. So what would you think about a new Spider-Man-ass game?
That'd be great. Sucker Punch knows what they're doing when it comes to like, crazy abilities and environment traversal, and I feel like that is a perfect fit for Spider-Man. So I would love to see that.
Suda51, Let It Die, Zareen. You were talking about it before we went live.
Yes, I was. I am very curious about this game because they haven't really showed us much. It's changed a lot for the duration of since it was announced up until the latest trailer.
Right.
So it used to be called Lily Bergamo, and it was like totally this anime.
different,
Yeah, it was completely different.
Right.
And they've kind of like shifted directions completely, and it's now like this hyper violent. I mean, like in a kind of like unrealistic, colorful, artsy way. Let It Die, it just looks very interesting to me because we don't know much about the game, and yet everyone thought it was kind of dead for a while because we didn't hear about anything for so long, up until a month ago when they released a trailer out of nowhere. So I'm curious, I'd like to see more of it, especially since it's a PS4 exclusive, I believe. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Cool. We've already talked about a bunch of games. We are about 13 minutes from them going live, hopefully, at the Sony press conference. We have a bunch more games to get through here. First of all, let's talk about a game coming out in November. Gran Turismo, they take their sweet, sweet time with these ones. But GT Sport out in November. Any GT fans sitting on this couch?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Looking
I feel
forward
like I'm
to
the
that one?
only one whenever racing games.
You
come
are.
out.
Yeah, well, that's
Everyone
weird.
loves Forza.
Well, I love racing games, but I didn't know that you like GT. GT is like in a blind spot for me. I played Gran Turismo 1 and 2 back on the PlayStation, but I never.
You missed some good
But
ones, man.
I missed that.
I thought Gran Turismo was not a racing game, but the driving simulator.
I mean,
isn't that the thing?
there'll always be
that's
R
the
factor. Yeah, they're trying to lean, and certainly when you put it up against Forza, it's on the more simmy side of things. Are we looking forward to some more weird UI and funky Japanese music?
You know what? I love the UI, not because it's good, but because it is just so, that they're so far out there, they're so up their own butt, they don't even know what makes sense anymore.
Remember the intro for GT4? the intro video for Gran Turismo 4?
Oh my God.
Was like opera music and like unskippable and yeah.
Exactly. But like I love that about them because you don't get that from any other game, right?
Right.
I mean, I forget the lead developer's name from Polyphony Digital, the company that makes it, but he became a professional or like a pro-am like racer after starting this game. Like that's how serious he takes it.
They also support like these programs that like they gather gamers who like have really good race times in Gran Turismo and turn them and train them into like real life drivers.
GT Academy.
Yeah,
so
that's
weird.
right. And they have like that whole thing. So it's like they're taking themselves really seriously as like people who, I guess, kind of invest in this. Racing.
I mean, look at this UI. Like even here, what is going on?
So I will say they totally dropped the ball with Gran Turismo 6.
What is happening here?
No, I liked 4.
What is going on? Is this like, are we speeding this up or?
So you can compose scenes to take really sexy photographs.
You can just move the cars.
Sweet.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, it's like photo mode.
Wow.
Move your cars, move your heart.
What?
I don't
You're
understand.
moved by the photo.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Anyway,
I wonder if David Cage knows this technology.
I should tell him. I should write
You
him
should
a
make a
letter.
Cars game with a really hot
With car
car
sex.
Like the
sex
Pixar
scene.
movie or.
That'd be great. That's sinew.
Anyway, this game can be really good if they dial back the microtransaction model. They made it like impossible to get new cars in Gran Turismo 6. It was a real pain in the butt. 5 was really good. I liked it a lot, and then I just was so disappointed by their last game. So if they can fix that, I think they've got a great game on their hands.
Looks real pretty as well. Look at that. Look at all those colorful trucks. NASCAR ass nonsense. Look at that guy spinning on the Nordschleife. Let's just watch this for the next 15 minutes. Look at that car. It's so pretty. Look at that car. I'll never drive that.
Oh man, a Renault.
Probably 4 of those in the world. Beautiful.
And I love like the low end cars that are available in Gran Turismo. Like it's not just like here's a Honda Civic. It's like the Honda Civic equivalent from Switzerland, like whatever that is. you know?
Oh my
Here's that
goodness.
Fiat Punto.
Sure. Yeah. It's a wonderful selection of odd cars.
It's great. What a weird game. I'm delighted it exists. Sony Bend, the folks behind Slife Filter, recently worked on Uncharted 4 multiplayer. Apparently they're making a new game. Maybe a new IP.
There's a bunch of rumors going around. There's a really great NeoGAF thread that sort of rounds up all the Sony rumors, but that it's a zombie game.
Great.
With motorcycles.
Dead Rising.
That's Dead Falling. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a zombie game, and I guess like Bend has made some good stuff, but I don't want another zombie game. Like I think State of Decay does a really good job with the multiplayer, and like the Dead Rising games do a really good job with the with the just raw power and shooting. And I guess Resident Evil and some smaller indie titles do a really good job with like the horror and the jump scares. I don't know that I want another zombie game. I feel like zombies are played out.
We've kind of made some real good, well, not we, but video games have made some really good zombie games. So yeah, maybe let's get rid of that low-end tier of zombie games. Dark Souls, we are probably looking down the barrel of some DLC. Is that fair to say, Peter Brown?
Yeah. I presume that makes sense.
What would you call a Dark Souls DLC pack?
Oh god.
Dark Souls 3.
Even darker.
Okay. Dark Souls 3.
You caught me off guard. I'm drawing a blank. I got nothing.
We need Mahardy. He's really good at that.
Yeah, that's why. He
spitballing.
was sitting here last time and he was pretty good at it. He came up with Elder Scrolls names like this.
All right. Dude, should we go get him?
No, it's all right. Serene. Dark Souls 3.
Bloodier.
That's pretty good.
Blood.
I go with Skull Blaze. Dark Souls 3.
Dark again.
Cave of the Necro
Fires of
File. No, that was the
Valley
Don't
of
die
Fire.
in here.
both.
Oh my god! Well, it's funny you mentioned Dark Souls actually, because
Necrophile.
a story emerged yesterday. From Software confirmed that they're working on 3 games at the moment.
Right.
Whoa.
And one of them's rumored to be Armored Core.
Armored Core, but like
Oh,
sort of
really?
like a reboot,
What?
right? Yeah.
Well, like they didn't really say much about it, but a lot of people saying it might be a reboot.
Yeah, like there's a few different ways that they positioned it. One of them was like a sort of like a fantasy game with mechs,
Right.
which I would hope would be incorporating the detailed customization you can do in Armored Core in a different setting. But yeah, no, it's super exciting.
What was the fantasy mech game that came out on Wii U last year?
Xenoblade Chronicles Cross.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
That was all right.
that was great.
You liked that a
I
lot.
never played.
I
That's
gave it a
fantastic.
great out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's 8.
that's an 8.
Oh, okay.
It rhymes. So.
Wasn't a grind out of 10.
It was a grind. It was very, yeah.
Let's talk about some other games which have nothing to do with Sony but may turn up here. XCOM 2 is coming out on consoles. It didn't appear at the Microsoft booth. Do they need to show this off?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
We know what that game is, I guess.
Instant
Yeah.
money.
People know if they want XCOM or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's actually a
true.
good point. Yeah. So it's one of those games that is among the lowest searched on GameSpot whenever we were doing our meetings.
Despite your efforts every 20 minutes to type in XCOM.
Yes, I know.
That's such a shame because
over and over
it's such
again.
a good game.
Well, people buy they like it, they buy it and they play it, but they don't really care about preview stuff. It's like XCOM, I'll take it.
I guess, yeah. The console version for the first game, or for anyone known, apparently didn't do super well, which is why they were focusing on the PC version this time around.
Right, that makes sense.
The iPad version's amazing.
I'm sure that did really well. So maybe, probably a good shot. We won't see that here. Okay, well, how about some Neo-ass games? If they're not going to show off the Neo, we think. We think Neo, will they show it off? 3 out of 3. My God.
They said no. I mean,
okay. Will they show?
They'll show Neo.
Hey, we're not going to show Neo, but we're. See, now I have to talk about that. No, let's hold on to that for a second. Will they show games running on Neo?
No.
They won't show Uncharted 4 look great, but check it out now. No.
I don't think it's going to be the sort of difference that's going to blow people away. If we're talking about incremental changes, if anything, it's going to be frame rate.
Right.
That's going to be the difference. It's
difficult to show over internet live streams.
I mean, that for one, and two, they're probably smarter than that. They realize Microsoft just announced a pretty huge leap in terms of technology.
Right.
And for what we understand supposedly about Neo, it's not as big. Granted, Microsoft didn't show any gameplay, but at the same time, I just don't think Sony's going to do it.
Yeah. What is your take, to briefly sidebar this, HDR gaming? The high dynamic range stuff that apparently is in Amazon Video and Netflix and stuff like that, and 4K TVs now have it built in. What do you think that adds much to games? Is it literally is it depth of color is what we're talking about here?
It's depth of value, meaning depth of light and shadow.
Okay.
And that can interplay with color. I don't think it's hugely important, but I would like to have it. It would be nice to have, just knowing that I have the best representation of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always nice. I don't think you're going to be paying a pretty penny for that, so it's not the sort of thing where it's going to be do I really need HDR? That's not going to be the question.
It's baked into most 4K televisions at this stage as well, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
Not a TV guy.
No worries. Okay, Neo. Maybe the worst titled game ever to be coming out on a PlayStation 4.
Let's call it Nito.
Yeah.
Nito. Yeah, tell me about Nito.
It's like Dark Souls, but you're a dude.
Who looks
You're
like
Geralt.
Geralt.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. That was words. No, that's also been in development for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And disappeared and came back.
5 or 6.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. And there was just an alpha. Have they announced a release date for it yet?
I don't
Not that I
recall.
know of.
They did announce a lot of changes. One thing they're doing is they're taking consumer feedback to the point where durability was a thing, and people were criticizing it about the alpha, the way it was played. So they just said, "No, we're not going to fix it." They just said, "Okay, we'll just take out durability."
What? Really?
Yes.
Which is kind of scary.
That's the way they're fixing
That's
it.
kind of scary, right?
But that's
Because
the mentality.
That's their mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that they're just taking away everything that people aren't totally happy with, because that would be crazy.
It's you guys don't like encumbrance? Meh.
yeah.
weird.
Please.
Combat, forget it. Whatever.
We'll change him. He doesn't look like Geralt anymore. Looks like Spider-Man. Way better. All right. We are 3 minutes away from perhaps the start of the PlayStation conference here at the Electronic Triple. We've burned through a lot of the games I wanted to talk about. Before I go into VR, I said I'd dump in the chat and see if there was anyone else. Jump in the chat, not dump in the chat. I'm not going to dump it in the chat. Why would I say that? You guys are great. The one thing a lot of them are talking about is a sequel to The Last of Us. Do we think that's too early for this to be talked about? Uncharted 4 is mere 6 weeks away, 6 weeks in the rear view mirror.
It's never too early.
Right.
Companies can show a title screen, have a voice actor read a line,
like they did with Uncharted.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. I mean, you brought up that Kojima image the other day, and it was just a big deal, and it's a slightly altered version of an image we've already seen.
Right.
I mean, companies know that they can drum up hype, especially when the person they're representing is so well beloved.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's too early.
Okay. Red Dead 2.
I sure hope
Maybe.
Would that turn up here?
Rockstar can do their own thing and the world will listen. I don't think they would do it at a press conference where they're not the center of attention.
Right.
So maybe
Yeah.
not.
Maybe-
GTA 5 was certainly that
Or
way.
maybe they
so.
will.
Maybe Gamescom.
That seems crazier.
You think?
Yeah. And I'm a fan of Gamescom, but Gamesbom ain't no E3.
No, it's not.
There's been some pretty big things announced there.
Scalebound. But that wasn't announced there, but they showed it off. Yeah. All right, we'll see. Okay, let's jump into the wacky world of PlayStation virtual reality.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Riggs Mechanized Combat.
I don't even know what that is.
Looks too complicated.
Sounds like mechs.
That is the first-person sports-ass game made by. It's that UK team. No, for a second I thought it was the Brink people, but it's not them. That's under Bethesda. I don't know who it is, but they've shown it off a bunch at press conferences before. Gran Turismo Sport has PlayStation VR Sport. They'll show that probably.
That'll be awesome.
Harmonix Music VR, The Dance.
No, stay away.
How does one dance
dancing.
in VR?
Badly and with a high chance of crashing into something.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Static.
I don't know what that is.
Do you know what Static is?
Oh, God.
Doing it right now.
No.
You don't need virtual reality for that.
Stay away.
Tethered.
Like tetherball? I played.
Oh man, I
VR.
totally played
I feel like you're
tetherball
naming all these
VR.
things, and I'm just like,
You're just making up one word.
Yeah,
No, I'm not.
right.
I swear to
Are
God.
you making this up, Danny?
How we soar.
Okay, now you're making things up.
Okay, how we saw. Okay, I think are we starting? Is that actually happening? It's starting. All right, let's check it out. Let's see you on the other side of the PlayStation virtual reality experience. Stick around here for post-conference analysis. Whoosh.
That dumb hammer doesn't scare me. Boom! Oh no!
Boy!
Stop!
Boy! Your mother's knife. It belongs to you now.
What for?
A test. She taught you to hunt, yes?
Yes, sir.
Then show me what you know. I am hungry. Feed us.
What are we hunting?
You are hunting deer.
Which way?
Your hunt. You tell me.
South?
Is that a question?
South. Look! Tracks! They're fresh! This way! Found it!
Slow down, boy.
Sorry.
You must think. Do not simply react. Be calm and plan.
It's just, I'm not used to hunting. What happened here? There it is!
Hold. What are you doing? Now its guard is up. Only fire. Only fire. When I tell you to fire.
I'm sorry.
Do not be sorry. Be better. Find it. Find it.
My bow!
No! You are not ready! Stay back!
I knew something fell off about the forest.
Keep moving.
You know, if you give me my bow back, I can help you fight. I'm ready.
You have yet to prove that.
I need a chance.
You had a
I
chance.
need another.
Then find that deer. Back away, boy! Here's your chance. Show me you're ready. Back up, get a clean angle, and space your shots. I will want to me. Shoot it! time! I will bring it down! You will kill it! Boy!
What?
Do it! Off the ice! No!
I am so sorry.
Your deer is getting away.
Yes, sir. I can't believe we fought a real troll.
And you froze when I told you to kill it.
I know, but he was staring right at us. How could I look him in the eyes?
Him? I thought your mother taught you to hunt.
She did, but I never had to kill anything. She always did that part.
Then it is time for you to learn.
Father, look!
Wait for my mark. Relax. Do not think of it as an animal. It is simply a target. Clear your mind. Exhale and release.
I got it!
Good.
So what?
Your knife. No. Finish what you started.
I can't.
Now, you are ready.
For what?
A new beginning.
Please welcome to the stage Shawn Layden.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. What a way to start the show, huh? With a live demo of God of War. Right now, also a special thank you and a shout out to our very talented composer of the soundtrack to God of War, Mr. Bear McCreary. Here tonight with his awesome orchestra, and they'll be performing all evening. So that's really exciting for all of us. Thanks to everybody. Before we go any further, though, I think it's important that we take a moment to address the heartbreaking tragedies of Orlando this past weekend. A horrific event like that, carried out by a madman, really underscores our need for greater love, tolerance, and respect of people of all kinds. On behalf of the PlayStation community, I just want to say that our thoughts are with the victims and the families and the community of Orlando. We stand foursquare with them, and we hope that in this week of perhaps our gaming celebrations, within the diversity of our gaming community, we can find some strength, some comfort, and some solace. The PlayStation community stands foursquare with our friends and fans in the LGBT community as well. And I know they're all in the hearts of everyone tonight. So without the transition sounding awkward, please bear with me, but I would like to welcome you all to the historic Shrine Auditorium. We've been away from this venue for a while, but now we're back. We're delighted to be here because it is a temple to creativity and to all that means. We're proud to be a part of a vast and expansive team of storytellers, artists, engineers, musicians, and programmers and actors. The massive and sometimes tiny teams who tirelessly create works of art that we find ourselves getting lost in. And that is what tonight is all about. For the next hour, we hope to, astound you with a lineup of games that are both dazzling and transformative, with a few surprises along the way. So, without further ado, I'm proud to take you on this journey to some of the great games coming out on PlayStation 4. Please enjoy the show.
Someone asked me once if I remembered how it all went down, as if it happened so long ago that anyone could forget. So yeah, I remember. I remember when our homes and our towns turned into graveyards, when the wilderness became our only hope for survival. I remember when the planes fell out of the skies, when the trains stopped running, when the turbines shut down, and the world went dark. I remember when they put up the razor wire, like it was gonna stop anything. And the feds ran out of body bags.
Rope.
And some of us sort of lost our minds.
I think it's dead.
Some lost more than that. Much more. I remember when we lived by a code, when brotherhood meant something, and living meant more than surviving.
Goddamn liar!
So yeah, I remember how it all went down. I don't give a damn about any of that. You know what I remember most? Riding the open road. The smell of your hair. The touch of your skin. I remember you. But those days are gone. Now I'm a drifter, a bounty hunter, a mercenary. And for me, the broken road is all that's left. But I'll always remember.
you agree?
Corrupted machines in the valley.
I have to cross. I'm headed for the border.
Then may the goddess show mercy.
Shellwalkers. Let's have a look. I should focus scan them. Got some weak spots, but they're tough. Risky, but I need the components. Two explosive traps coming right up.
Watch out! It's corrupted!
You did it! I came from Mother's Rise.
Corrupted attacked the village.
Yes, and something worse. A demon.
What do you mean, a demon?
It scuttled from the forest. Drove a group of Watchers mad.
How'd it do that?
I saw, but I did not understand. Oh, Goddess, protect us!
Keep running for Mother's Crown, it's not far.
Come with me, or the demon will kill you.
I don't believe in demons, and I don't run when lives are at stake. Get out of here.
You're crazy!
The village. I'll never make it in time. Unless I get a mount. Broadheads. If I override one of those, that should do. the village. What's that noise? What the hell is that? It's corrupting the Watcher? Vulnerable to fire. Here we go! This machine, it looks ancient. Where did it come from?
Here in downtown Detroit. Details are still emerging on what exactly happened. But the hostage taker could be the family's android. Negotiator on site.
Please, please, you gotta save my little girl. Wait. You're sending an android?
All right, ma'am. We need to go.
You can't do that. Why aren't you sending a real person?
Captain Allen, my name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife.
It's firing at everything that moves. It already shot down 2 of my men. Saving that kid is all that matters. So either you deal with this fucking android now, or I'll take care of it.
Don't come any closer or I'll jump!
No, please, I'm begging you!
Hi, Daniel! My name is Connor! There's no way out, Daniel. The only question is whether or not you take another innocent life. I'm holding all the cards. If I die, she dies. Look what you did! You were designed to serve humans, not kill them.
What was I designed to be? Their slave? Their toy?
You're a machine you have to obey. Now put the gun down and let the hostage go.
I've spent my life taking orders. Now it's my turn to decide.
touch him and I kill you. You can't kill me. I'm not alive. Tell that helicopter to get out of here. It's up to you how the story ends. Trust you.
You lied to me, Connor. You lied to me.
My name is Connor. This is our story.
If you don't get out of there, they will kill you. Get out now.
What the fuck am I supposed to do? God damn it. I'm probably gonna end up like Andre. Okay. What the fuck?
What do you see? What is it? Where are you going? Back here! No!
In addition to the PS4 console experience, the full Resident Evil 7 will be playable from beginning to end with PlayStation VR when it releases on January 24th. 2016 is a seminal moment in virtual reality. The time has finally come for everyone to enjoy VR in their own homes. And at PlayStation, we have a combination of the necessary processing and graphics power already built inside 40 million PS4s that have been sold worldwide. Thank you for that. We have the display technology, which can realize these images at a high fidelity. We have the production expertise to create a headset that is designed for the gamer. And because PlayStation 4 is a fixed platform, developers can fine-tune their games for the system to deliver the same transformative experience for all PlayStation VR owners. I'm happy to announce here that on October 13th, PlayStation VR will make its debut in the United States. Currently, more than 50 games will be available from launch until the end of this year. That includes some of the biggest franchises, along with brand new titles that will be born on PSVR. We invite those here tonight after this experience to come with us next door to the arena post-reception, where we'll be able to have some PSVR kiosks set up so you can all have a go. Now, I'd like to showcase a few PlayStation VR titles, starting with PlayStation exclusives developed by our own worldwide studios. Please watch.
My God. This place is incredible.
What's your suit on those rocks? We don't know what kind of pathogens might exist here. We can't afford a breach. We have to keep moving.
I bet this place isn't even on the star charts.
Analyzing surroundings. Unknown environment. Unknown atmosphere. Wow. Unknown location.
Wait. What the hell is that?
Do you copy? Do you see this? Grant, are you there?
Eva! We gotta move now!
Pilgrim, can you read me? This is Dr. Tyson and Dr. Moon. Come back.
All wings report in. Standing by.
This is Blue 9 reporting in. We're with you, Blue Leader.
Ready for combat. Clear to engage.
How do you feel when you put on that mask? Are you hiding from the world? Or do you want the world to hide away from you? Maybe you feel invincible. More more than just a man. Or maybe you're just like me. You see that life is nothing but a sick joke, and so you choose a face to match. But what happens when we become what we pretend to be? When illusion becomes the new reality? Does it even matter? After all, if you find a mask that fits, you never need to take it off.
Just won't quit. You're on ice!
That ought to do her.
This shouldn't take long. Simmer down now. Hit it!
Yeah, let's.
Stay down!
Enemy surging in multiple sectors, LT. They're taking ground.
Let's keep this on a tight loop and get back out there, Reyes. Captain on the bridge.
Get us underway, Salt.
Right away, sir.
Captain has a con.
Raven 1 docking?
They're touching down now, ma'am.
Good. Station time, 1 minute.
Roger that.
We've got 4 new hotspots on radar, sir.
Check.
A plotted course on your orders, sir.
What's our target, Reyes?
Stand by for objective. We've got a set-def destroyer in lunar orbit. We'll coordinate a takedown with Tigris. Let's mount up, Lieutenant.
Your Jackal's up on Bay 3, Captain.
Thanks, Chief.
All right, gentlemen, let's get it done. Hoo-yah!
Captain?
Ethan's already in back, sir.
You said, Ethan?
Good to go, sir.
Solar wind should be steady. Good hunting, Captain.
Thanks, AT.
Go green on the catapult!
You spun up, Fever?
Raj, hydraulics prime, nozzle's good. Let's hit it.
Jackal 1112, tower advises time to 320 at 5.
Check, 1-1.
Roger, 1-2.
Good decom, moving up. Scar 1-1, you're locked for go.
Roger, we're lit.
Launch in 3, 2, 1.
They're launching skelters! Shit, I got one on me!
Countermeasures! On my way, hang in there.
I got this! Weapons away! No joy, no joy!
Easy, Saul, easy.
I'm getting boxed in, Raider, throttle up!
Coming to you. Got a shot. Box out. Actual Raider is inbound to board and disable enemy warship. Stand by.
Got our big bandit, 12 o'clock high!
Eyes on. Tigress, we're visual. Coast Guard Jack is down.
Drone zone's going up!
Boots out in 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go! 1-2 away!
1-1 is away.
Bridge, dead ahead, sir.
Raj, let's get there.
We got hostiles! More incoming!
Set them transport inbound.
Dig in!
They're inserting reinforcements!
Drive them back!
More from below.
Keep pushing.
Onto the bridge.
Top of the bridge! Zone is clear. Here's our infill.
Their blast shields are up.
Copy. Tigress, we are exterior of the bridge, preparing to breach. Force in, let's go! Staff Sergeant, cover the exit. Ethan, restore life support.
Aye, sir.
Salt, scope the windows, I get the CO's card.
Alert! This vessel has been compromised. All personnel to bridge response.
Hold on, activating gravity.
Tigress actual, weapons are down, moving to exfil. Go loud!
Think we got their attention! Clear the hole! Coming down the stairs!
Second level.
1 minute, let's go! Got him!
Coming from the control room!
Behind the pillar.
All ass!
Control room ahead!
Shield up! Depressurizing, grab hold! Tigress, we need birds!
Copy, sending Jackal.
Gunners approaching!
Overhead.
Jacks are in!
Copy, load up! Set, turn and burn. Tigress, scars are clear.
Copy clear. Engaging, weapons loose.
Blood has been spilled.
Looks like we're rolling in with everything. Come on!
15,000
Perfect.
Yeah, that's right. No t-shirt tonight, but I'm proud to announce that we work with our partners at Activision, who are going to bring back the original Crash, Crash 2, and Crash Warped, fully remastered from the ground up for PlayStation 4. Crash Bandicoot will also appear first, though, on PlayStation 4 this October in Skylanders Imaginators. So let's have a look at that.
What have I got?
Dear child, I see your eyes. The belonging you seek is not behind you, it is ahead.
The droid. I'll pay for him.
Actually, the droids are not for sale.
Come on!
I can do this.
The droid stole a freighter.
The two were accompanied by a girl.
What girl?
Chewie, we're home.
This droid has to get to the Resistance base as soon as possible.
He's carrying a map to Luke Skywalker.
Don't tell me a Rathar's got loose. I got a bad feeling about this.
The girl I've heard so much about.
I'm in charge now.
It's about time you showed up.
Give it everything you got!
You're afraid. But you will never be as strong as Darth Vader.
We're not done yet.
You might need this.
Please welcome to the stage Andrew House.
Thank you very much, everyone. It's an absolute honor to be here at E3. Our mission is to make PlayStation the best place to play for gamers. And I think you'll agree that this E3 marks one of the strongest lineups of content in PlayStation history. That's a result of our commitment to partnerships with the most talented developers and storytellers in our medium. And as proof of that commitment, please join me in welcoming one of the most creative talents in the history of gaming.
Hello everyone. I'm back. Thank you. Today I bring something new we made for you, and this is all running in real time. Please enjoy.
People see me and think they're safer. but it's not really me they're seeing. Probably for the best. Knowing everything hinges on a guy from Queens sounds as scary as it feels. No pressure, right?
Everyone, sometime in your life, should have the ability to walk on with an orchestra. It's the most amazing thing ever. Let me tell you. Thank you guys so much. Tim, take it out. We are on the verge of a future unlike any other, thanks to the dedication and the passion of the greatest gaming community of all time. We are committed to delivering the future technologies and experiences that will continue to evolve console gaming. We thank you, our partners, our allies, our friends, for going along with us on this journey.
Thank you.
You're welcome. At the core of interactive entertainment is it's play, right? As much as we love to talk about stories and visuals and emotions and graphics and technology, it all comes together in the brilliance of gameplay. So before I leave, it is my distinct pleasure to share a live demo with all of you of a title we introduced earlier tonight, but we'll see it played live. Thank you for coming tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Days Gone.
He's headed to the old sawmill.
Going in after him. It's gonna be dark soon.
When does that ever stop me? His bike's down. Two Dog, where the hell are you? Oh, shit. Go on. Get out of here. Get out. Well, that ain't him. All right, let's see. Yep, I could use that. Oh, shit. Two Dog! Damn it! Stop, Two Dog!
Look around, brother! You know how this is gonna end. Where you at?
Oh shit. Come on!
Danny, are you okay?
I don't think any of us are okay.
I don't even know what okay means anymore. So we're gonna break this down real professionally, like game by game, right? But could we just take like 20 seconds? Just go, what the fuck was that?
Sony won again.
Oh my gosh.
They know what they're doing. It's
God
so
damn.
clear,
right?
I have sweat in my palms.
No BS.
I'm tired.
Like they just packed it all in, trailer after trailer after trailer.
Yeah.
There was no like slowing down at all.
No, they're like, yo, new Kojima game, baby Norman Reedus naked.
God of War live demos.
Yeah.
Kick off everything.
David Cage's game looks all right. Even Peter was like, I'd buy that.
Dude, I'm into it.
New Spider-Man game. I mean, we called so much of this stuff
Resident
before.
Evil 7.
15 VR.
Resident Evil can be played start to finish in virtual reality.
You can play it tonight. You can play the demo tonight.
See you guys. I'm out.
All right. Okay. Shake off the cobwebs and stop thinking about Norman Reedus' naked ass and his C-section. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, where to start? You know what, actually, let's just start with that. Death Stranding. That is the new game from Hideo Kojima and Kojima Productions. Peter Brown, a little bit of a sort of a clue towards this we saw on Jeff Keighley's YouTube live show earlier today.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley had Kojima on YouTube, and he was like, you're always someone who likes to sort of play with expectations, and you drop little hints when people least expect it. And Kojima's like, oh yeah. Keighley's like, I don't know, for all we know, maybe your shirt is giving something away. He was like, oh. And it was literally letters DS with some strands hanging from it.
Yeah.
So it was 100% a hint, and wow.
Yeah, okay, who wants to tackle this one? Let's try and figure out what game this is. Here's Norman Reedus with
Some
digital handcuffs.
Electronic handcuffs, a baby with a wire.
Yep. That's a baby. It's a little bit healthier
not one of those
looking.
wireless babies.
He got a butt. There's handprints on his butt.
There's handprints all over him.
There's handprints all over him.
Norman
There's
Reedus.
handprints all
Norman Reedus
around
is
him.
super happy that the baby is cutting to me. I missed the baby. Where'd the baby go?
It was with you all along, Danny. You are the baby.
Slightly healthier looking baby than in PT. But yeah, they show that the baby disappears. I don't even know.
They love their babies.
But Hideo Kojima is making a new video game, Alexa.
Yes, he is.
It's called
And Norman Reedus' butt is in it.
Death Stranding, and Norman Reedus is in it, and that's all we know. Okay, let's hands out. Hands out. Look, handprints.
More handprints.
We good? We're 3 for 3.
Are we doing hands out?
We're doing hands out.
Oh.
Hands out. Yep. All right. All
Can I
3
do
up.
2?
Looks good. Look at that scar.
Oh my god! Like it's.
Oh my god!
There is so much symbolism in this that I don't even know where to begin. Like all these random things, like out of place and out of.
6 dog tags on them.
Are they dog tags?
Hogging the dog tags. I don't know.
They look like little tombstones.
And then if you saw in the sky, there were like these weird things. Yeah, like what?
5
crucified things.
Men. Or like icons of humans or something.
It kind of reminded me of Evangelion, like when they had some of the angels that were on the crosses.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Like.
Anyway,
okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Stranding.
That's it. That's what Hideo Kojima is
So
up
that
to now.
has nothing to do with that. Ludens.
I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
Right.
What's Ludens?
Ludens is the character, their mascot that they showed that teaser image of.
Oh yes.
I mean, it said "I'll keep coming." That was the title of the song that they were using over the trailer.
Yes.
Right.
So presumably it's more than just a mascot at this point.
Oh my god.
All right, let's stop looking at this because I feel like I'm already sure that I'm going to have nightmares about this evening. So if we can just create a little bit of a buffer, maybe a Kratos buffer. We talked about God of War maybe being shown, God of War 4. Alexa, you were saying, hey, I hear we maybe some sort of Norse God of War game. It is, and it's just straight up called God of War, and Kratos is back as well.
Training his son to do something.
Yeah, his son who sucks at hunting.
So it's a daddening.
Yes.
God of War.
Yeah, much like Gears of War. This is the new trend we're seeing. Peter, before we went live, you were saying, look, if they had to go back to God of War, that the gameplay of those old games, it's a little bit trite, in 2016. They're going to have to shake it up. This is what they did, right? I mean, it's maybe it's not new, but it's very different anyway. It's a previous God of War.
I mean, changing the perspective by bringing the camera this close to Kratos is a smart move, and honestly, it was sort of the thing that I was hoping, because watching the gameplay before from the top-down thing, I was just like, man, we need to be in this action, you know, not during just a cutscene battle, but actually in the moment-to-moment gameplay. And sure enough, here we are seeing that. It's super impressive, and I'll be honest, the moment with him and his son when the animal was dying. I've never seen anything like that in a God of War game before. Like something that actually felt like inspiring emotion from me. Like I'm super impressed by the whole demo for the most part, if I'm honest.
Yeah, like big tonal shift from the God of War, hoorah, tearing things head off and having like,
but it still has
sex
some of that,
scenes
though.
with the like they dive into that in a much deeper way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We'll have to see, I guess.
They dive into the sex scenes much deeper.
They do, much deeper. Triangle buttons. Do we think you'll play as the child? Do we think this is a prologue to a game where you play as the kid?
You do a little bit. I mean, they sort of show you get to aim his bow and arrow. So I presume, that's a good indication.
What do you think, Alexa?
I'm really excited that there's no fixed camera.
Right.
I like that you can explore the world. I totally think, if you're training the kid, if they're rebooting this, they're going to do a series, presumably in this God of War era. Maybe the next game, if there is another game, is the kid. Like maybe this is you preparing him to become the new God of War.
Well, what do we think about, I guess, what we're looking at here in terms of, era or culture or whatever? Because it doesn't I know nothing about Norse mythology, but it doesn't immediately jump out of that to me.
So when that guy popped out, he said something Valhalla.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So there you go.
But it's interesting though, when Kratos used his rage thing, it's called Spartan Rage.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like some sort of weird reboot of the character. I mean, it's the same iteration.
Yeah, you think it's Kratos just years later? He's just you know what?
Raising a child.
Greece is messed up. I'm gonna go to Norway. Get out of here. Iceland maybe. Interesting stuff.
Maybe it's a different interpretation of the God of War, right?
Spartan Rage right there.
Yeah, and that's it's all back, and they didn't really reveal his name either, right? So
True.
It could be,
we don't.
be Kratos.
I'm filling in the blanks here. Look at that. Look how angry he is.
I really like the beard.
Yeah,
I think the beard is a big improvement.
I love that he just starts punching it here, even though he has the weapon strapped to his back still, but he's totally ignored it and just going straight for the.
It's more about the message he's sending, I think.
Well, he wants his son to get the final kill, right?
This was pretty funny. I mean,
he gets XP.
The kid fluffed it a little bit. He's gonna get that kill-death ratio, and then nope. Oops, hit my dad. It's a good thing he's Kratos. Or maybe Kratos. Okay, moving on, I guess. God of War looked very good. We then saw, after that, we saw a very good demo, or a very short trailer for what Bend Studios were working on, which we did, again, talk in the pre-show. Days Gone. We saw a trailer for it, and then at the end of the show, pretty good for a showstopper, we saw gameplay of it. Alexa, what did you think of that?
Well, before we went on air, you said all hype for Dead Rising.
They hijacked it. They hijacked it.
They did. This is incredible.
It's a different type of zombie game. We again at the pre-show we were talking about zombie games and saying if eventually somebody has to do something different. And Dead Rising was something different back in whatever it was, 2007 or so. And the new ones are obviously evoking that as well. But in this, I dare say realistic, but more grounded in realism in terms of the combat at least. He spends most of his time at the end of this demo fleeing a massive horde of zombies.
Yeah.
Peter, what did you think of this bad boy?
I was very impressed by how the series of events just sort of chained together, and how 1 minute it's kind of calm and serene, and it wasn't like he was entering an area where it was okay, this is zombie time. It all seemed to happen just very organically and unfold in a way that was a surprise to not only us but obviously the character as well.
Yeah, Zareen, what did you think?
So when they first showed the trailer at the beginning of the conference, I wasn't sold. I thought the dialogue was a bit cheesy and kind of weak. And it was just it's another post-apocalyptic, zombie game, whatever. And I wasn't, I was like, oh, I guess that looks kind of interesting, I guess. But then they showed all the gameplay, and I was like, whoa, you're tackling a massive horde, it all kind of escalates really quickly. I'm really interested to see what else, the game lets you do.
I'm interested to see how open it is as well, because with zombie games we almost sort of by default consider them to be open world, because so many of them are, right, or at least sort of in large areas. This one with there was a very sort of direct connection between him, grabbing that muffler out of the car and then using it as a silencer.
Exactly.
And then the way it sort of escalated was quite
I was thinking the same thing.
Plotted.
There's some sort of linearity to this, but they've masked it really well.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's the overall game as well. Because this could very much just be like The Last of Us then. A game that is, very, very scripted. Even so, this looked impressive.
Yeah.
That horde at the end was tremendous.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Incredible. Technically impressive as well. It even looked good before any of the sort of the population went up as well. Even at the start, I was sort of remarking on it. He just let that guy he didn't even finish him off. Disgusting. Let's let this play on, because I want to see this nonsense
when they all
start
piling up and it's like a wave.
I like when the bridge collapses under their weight.
Right.
There was one section where inside that warehouse where the bridge kind of just collapsed and fell through like under all that weight. And I thought, well, that'd be interesting. Like,
look at this.
I love how he's using the gun almost to just like stem the tide.
Yeah.
Like not to stop it, but
where
just
does
to
he
be
keep
like.
all the ammo though? It's just like he keeps pulling it out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's like, eventually they'll all be dead. I just need to do like 10% of the work every single time I turn around.
That's
And
genuinely terrifying. That wave of like zombies is genuinely terrifying.
And the sound, because I had the conference audio piped into my ear, and it was just this like screaming horde, like constant level of screaming the entire way through this demo. I mean, this bit here is just awful. Like how unbelievably terrifying. Like even the animation there, Peter, it's pretty impressive looking, right?
It is very good, yeah. And just to see how they all run on top of each other and tumble, and it's incredible that this is a live demo, because the moment I started watching, I'm thinking like, how can it look this good?
Right.
But then of course they've got those windows over there to prove me wrong. Like this is very impressive.
Yeah, unbelievable
Wow.
stuff. He almost gets away with it as well. Like, fair play, mate. Like even coming up top of the ceiling, there's one zombie just hanging out on that roof waiting for his time. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Like, it'll be interesting. I think a lot of people are going to have eyes on this immediately, kind of like Horizon Zero Dawn last year, where suddenly Guerrilla were getting inundated with requests. It'll be very interesting to see if this is a game that's, a bit more... Because the way he's controlling seems open world, or seems like a game that gives you that. I don't know,
Yeah.
like, it's not like just... it's not like the camera is very scripted. It kind of feels like... Or very tight. It feels like it's giving you a certain amount of freedom. Here's where it all goes wrong for our dear friend. Also got a weird Lost and Damned vibe out of it with the motorbikes.
Yeah.
I mean, Alexa did say literally before the show that it was a zombie biker game.
Zombies with motorcycles.
Yeah. So
Hey.
you were not wrong. Look at this nonsense. We should probably talk about another game, but just look at this nonsense.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I was really hyped for Dead Rising 4, and then this happened, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Dead Rising what?
Change of pace here. Look at this. This is just dumb.
I expected the bridge to collapse here too, actually. I just want bridges.
I love that they're look at them like tumbling over each other and just like falling. Like that's so.
That guy's so
But
delicious.
do the bodies remain? Do they always remain? That's what I want to know. Like, will all the bodies stay there at all times?
Yeah, you have to loot them all one by one. Just hold square over
in your
every
own
single one of those
pile.
guys. Yeah. Jesus, unbelievable!
Wow.
Look at all those zombies. Ridiculous. Okay, let's move it on. Let's shuffle along. We got a bunch more games to talk about. We did not see PlayStation Neo. They did show off Sony VR, and they showed off a bunch of really interesting games for Sony VR. Let's talk about the hardware first, though. $399 for the basic version. There is a $499 version, which includes, I guess, the Move controllers, the camera, and then some software with it as well. What do you think about that, Peter, in terms of price point?
We knew the price already.
We did? Did we know the price
I
point already?
pre-ordered it months ago.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's forget about that.
And I even thought it was October. I guess it's news, but I thought we knew this already.
Maybe we did already.
I felt like
I'm pretty sure we did.
So considering the price point, what did you think about the software that they were showing you?
Well, I don't want to steal the show by mentioning the one big one.
Go for
it. Blew me. Resident Evil 7, man.
Yeah.
I'm okay. The news that Jordan Morrow was working on that game, the guy who used to work at Konami, was involved with PT to a degree. It makes perfect sense. That game has such PT vibes.
Yes.
It looks freaking incredible. I will be terrified to play that in VR.
Right.
I just thoroughly blown away, not only by what I was seeing, but from the fact that Capcom is making that game. That Capcom has taken a series and turned and pivoted it so hard. And not only that, it's like PT has been brought back from the dead as Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Silent Hills
man.
has become Resident Evil. Like, how the hell does that happen?
So crazy.
I mean, obviously the story and themes are probably different, but this is I mean, if you're not getting PT vibes from this, we played different games.
Right. This is coming out PlayStation 4, PlayStation exclusive, also fully playable from start to finish in PlayStation VR. What do you think about that, Alexa?
So I can't really handle jump scare.
Yeah, you're
Right.
covered.
I did the whole time. I'm sitting there like this, but I always go for stuff like this, even though it scares me. I am totally in. Like, this looks like classic Resident Evil, and that's what that series freaking needs. I'm
in a weird way, it's like the opposite of Resident Evil's camera, which used to be so fixed, and now they're just like, look everyone. But it's that same sort of enclosed, super, what's around the next corner, scary kind of thing. God, crazy.
Oh my God.
Resident Evil 7. I mean, Capcom splitting the difference between Microsoft and Sony, but you got to say Sony's probably gotten the better of the two of these, right, Zareen?
Yes, and can I just say Osaka Coffee Shop was
Right.
totally right? Like, my God.
Serene with those hot scoops.
It was totally a thing. But this completely took me by surprise. Also, the throwback to the Biohazard name I thought was interesting because, that's what Resident Evil is called in Japan. It's called Biohazard.
So do you think that's what they're calling it? Resident Evil 7 Biohazard?
I think I read a press release that came out after this was shown in Japanese, and it said like Resident Evil, like, and the evil was like with the VII, right?
Yeah.
With the Roman numerals, and it had Biohazard as well. So that's what they're calling it over there. As well.
Wow.
So I am super excited. Like when this trailer was playing, I was like, is this? No, this can't be. Like, Resident Evil is not first person like this, right? Like, I'm curious to see how it'll be played when you're not in VR.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm curious how it's going to tie into the world of Resident Evil.
No, absolutely. Like, we don't know anything about the character or like who this is that you're playing.
Or where. Like, Silent Hill has done the, inside of one house thing before, as well as PT. But it's...
yeah, how big is this, right? That's another question, I think.
Yeah, and is it just a one place or a bunch of levels? So many questions. And also so many other VR games. They showed off Farpoint, which is this sort of first-person planet shooty thing. Looked all right. Star Wars Battlefront getting X-Wing VR missions. We don't know if that's standalone or not. I'm hoping it is. I'm guessing it is. We also saw Final Fantasy in virtual reality, Alexa. What?
Alexa cried.
What?
I lost my freaking mind.
It looked weird. You're just shooting the thing.
It looked weird.
You play as Prompto.
So?
Prompto's the best one.
He's just shooting the thing. Well, they're all doing the Final Fantasy stuff.
But that's crazy. Like we've never had a.
Are those her bros?
Like this kind of experience with Final Fantasy at all. This is awesome.
Look at this.
Why is it awesome?
Because you're in the game. You are Prompto. Why is nobody else excited?
Now you are a Final Fantasy character.
Really mundane.
I don't know, maybe they're not excited to hang out with these guys. Like, come on.
Look at that.
I would be excited to hang
He's
out
just
with
shooting it. He's standing right there. He's just, I'm going to shoot this Final Fantasy thing.
But you're immersed
That's
in the
crazy
world.
though. Like Square's like really going all out with 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
They've even done VR. look at that. He's blocking him. Shoot him. He's like, shoot him with your VR helmet. Okay. They also said they're going to have 50 games released on PlayStation VR by the end of 2016.
My gosh.
There you go. 50 games. 50 different experiences. Let's stop talking about virtual reality. We got more games to talk about.
Yeah.
Put your hands up for Detroit.
Yep.
Yeah, Peter's in.
I'm in.
Peter Brown is in.
You got me, Cage.
David Cage with his latest game, Detroit.
Totally sold.
You play as you play as the worst character in Heavy Rain, but as an android, a police detective.
Can't blame his robotic acting anymore.
It's true. Nice. My guy died on the second mission in Heavy Rain. I never got to play him again, so maybe that's why I don't like him. But yeah, this looked pretty interesting, right, Peter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I super love the idea of androids and the question of consciousness and identity. And this obviously is tackling that like full bore. And all of the various possibilities that can play out seem very interesting, especially with the high stakes in the scene they were showing. I was like, there's no way that during this demo they're going to show that girl like get thrown off the roof. No way. And then it happened, but I understand why, because they balanced it out. So this is a game that seems very interesting to me, given the themes at hand and the possibilities to explore those like in great depth.
Yeah, like massive Blade Runner vibes coming off it, obviously. Detective story and android as well.
I'm in. I was really impressed by the pullback when it showed all the different ways it could have gone and what it could have done. Like, that's really compelling to me. There's not like two answers. There's like a couple.
And the acting stuff has gotten so good. I'm also I'm really relieved they haven't used the celebrity this time. Because there was something about Beyond Two Souls that it felt like it was grabbing me out of it all the time. I was like,
Norman Reedus, though, we sure do love that guy.
Sure, yeah. Well, that's so far in the other direction. It's like
I know
it's like too much. Yeah, I'm the same as you. I'm like, I feel like this happens every time with David Cage game. I'm like, I'm back in, but I'm back in.
But it was kind of weird that the things they were saying, they were like, face dilemmas, gather information.
That's what threw me off the game. Like before I saw all the branching storyline stuff, when they were putting all this cheesy text into it to really make it sound like it felt like they were overselling it to me, and it felt almost a little bit cheesy, and I was like, oh, come on, like, really? Like, that's a bit too much. Like, this kind of stuff, things could have been different, like collect information. Like, well, yeah, collect information. That's really exciting.
I face dilemmas every day.
I know, right? But like this kind of stuff I thought was interesting, like, going back through, what happened in the scenario and backtracking. I'm interested to see how you actually play the game. Is it like whatever happens, you can't go back? Like, or do you just restart the game and play in like many different trees, like say, I don't know, Until Dawn?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I would like a David Cage game which is actually replayable from start to finish, or is compelling me to do that, because as much as I love those other games, they're very much like one and done sort of things. Yeah, very interested. Let us know what you think of Detroit in the comments below. We have more games to talk about, folks. Let's talk about Guerrilla Games' Horizon Zero Dawn. I feel like every time they showed this game, I'm more and more impressed by it. Alexa, what did you think?
I'm really like that you can hack the creatures now, and, like sort of use them.
Make a mount.
We got a little bit more of the story, I think. She was talking about corrupted and like machines being older and like not knowing where it came from. And I'm really into, like you said earlier, I'm really into the idea of a different post-apocalypse where like machinery and that kind of stuff still exists and it has overrun us.
Also, there's a rabbit, so there are animals,
yes,
which is good.
There are real animals.
Important that there are still animals. Yes, you are hacking robot animals to make mounts, and also just straight up like stealing components out of these dumb dumpster truck robots. Peter, what did you think of Horizon Zero Dawn?
When it comes to stealing components, that was the thing they showed last year, and I really like that concept. But one thing that has me worried about this game is the fact that it seems to be relying so heavily on the juxtaposition of two very different eras. And I don't want that to be the thing that is supposed to make this game interesting, because like for me, just that alone doesn't do it.
Right.
I need to know how these characters are interacting, what role they play, and all of that. The action looks great. Like I could see that being fun and interesting and challenging, and certainly dynamic in a lot of interesting ways. But in terms of the world, I'm just not sold yet.
Right. One of the things I was very impressed by, and they did sort of show it last year with that big T-Rex style fight, was the boss fights and how you need to sort of actually use some smarts to overcome them, right? Zareen, what did you think about the fight in this one? She was kind of like using flame arrows and then planting traps and stuff.
I really like how they gave you options so you could tackle a battle in whatever like strategic way you wanted, right? Like shooting like the ropes to tie the thing down.
Right.
That was one way to limit the movement of the monster, and I just thought it was a really cool way of them like explaining how to do certain things in the world, right? So for example, like taming that beast to ride it.
Right.
Like some games have, you get to tame horses, you get to tame this, you get to have mounts. Their way was, you're taking over a robotic mind and like it becomes your friendly mount. And I thought that was like a really cool way to approach a mechanic that we've seen before, but in a very different way.
I love the fact that you could then, use that within the boss fight as well. It wasn't as if they're saying, okay, here we are, boss fight, let's go. Like this does feel like, it feels like they're trying to make an open world game with all of these different systems that interact with each other, which you could argue they never did with Killzone. Killzone was a straight up first person shooter. There wasn't much in the way of, dynamic gameplay or emerging gameplay happening or anything like that. But there seems to be like little bits of that where they're at least like giving you the sort of sandbox and saying this is how it works.
It's got crafting, so it has to be open world.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm serious. Like I don't think you can have a game with crafting that's not
open world,
right?
Looks pretty as well.
Man, that rope gun.
Look at that.
Her hair looks awesome.
Yeah,
the hair physics
underwater
is actually really noticeable during that fight.
Yeah.
That boss fight.
Hack that robot
with
thing.
The blonde tips. Totally into it.
Yeah, look at that. She's USB in that jerk's head. All right, that's Horizon Zero Dawn. Very exciting. I feel like people are still super hyped about that. When is this actually coming out? This is one of the ones I did
February
not
28th, 2017.
Very good. My God. Perfect. Huh? Perfectly done. Okay, just 2 weeks after Valentine's Day.
Whew.
There you go. Something to get your loved one or yourself. If you're single. Okay, let's move on. I'm getting tired, man. We are down to the dregs. So dregs seems unfair because a lot of this stuff looked good. But let's wrap it up with some voting. Put your hands out.
Love it.
Okay, what do you like and what you didn't like? Crash Bandicoot's back. It's remastered. No, you don't like remastered? What's the 2016 Crash Bandicoot look like?
I don't want a new Crash Bandicoot.
Play Uncharted, then you'll know.
Oh, there you go. All right. Crash Bandicoot's in Skylanders.
I don't care about Skylanders.
I'm
impartial. Skylanders lets you draw on pieces of paper and Skylanders appear. I bet that's not really what happens.
No. I think that's nice to promote that creativity for children. Like a lot of kids who are playing Skylanders already.
Yeah. And Randolph Ramsey, who also likes playing Skylanders. Lego Star Wars. You can play the demo right now.
Just because Kylo Ren got hit in the face with a lightsaber,
Okay.
thumbs up.
I always feel like Lego Star Wars is out. Whenever they say there's a new Lego Star Wars, I'm like, wait, isn't there already 15?
It's so confusing.
Yeah, it's
Star
weird.
Wars overload.
Insomniac are making a Spider-Man game. It was not Sucker Punch. God knows what they're working on.
Sure.
Yeah?
I like Insomniac.
That looked alright.
Weird
Sunset
costume.
Overdrive was amazing.
Spider-Man's costume.
Weird. Weird.
All right, Serene's on the fence.
Yeah.
We'll see about that. Actually, one we should actually talk about before we leave. Last one to talk about. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. They showed it off. It was the first time we'd seen the campaign stuff. Like, I consider myself one of the most jaded Call of Duty campaign people out there, and I was into this in a way that I haven't been in a little while.
Yeah.
Vote on it. What do we think? Call of Duty?
I was
Up, up?
paying attention because I was still in shock from the Final Fantasy 15 PR announcement, so I didn't see any of it.
So, Peter, what did you think of it?
I always love the spectacle of the Call of Duty campaigns, and this is just full of that. I mean, this is just over the top craziness, and I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, in a dogfight, sort of Eve Valkyrie style, and then jumping out onto a battle on
tether
the side
roping dudes just floating in space.
And that's what's interesting is like, okay, this is a new way to. I mean, you are eventually just shooting other people in the face, in space in a different type of warfare. But it's new types of cover, new types of strategies, new types of movement. Like you said, using that tether to get around. Like it makes you rethink, like, oh, what are the various ways that you can use this like combat environment, which you don't know yet.
Yeah.
It's not like we've played this game 1,000 times yet.
Yeah. Like I typically don't play Call of Duty except for the campaign, and I feel like it's always so much more creative than the multiplayer. So I think this looks pretty good.
Serene, what did you think of this?
I love the Call of Duty campaigns. It's like these games have trained you to be a soldier, and I know when I'm going into a campaign, that's exactly what I'm going to get. Like, you're the soldier, you're the captain, you're the hero, like you're the leader, and you're fighting this war, and it's going to be like so epic on every level, and now it's in space, so it's like they're taking it to the next level, and they're doing like so many cool things that like everything you could possibly do while fighting in space, they're doing it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say they're like roller coasters, right? I mean, sure, they only last a short amount of time, but wow.
Damn, are they fun?
Yeah,
look great as well when you went indoors and then the gravity kicked back on again, and like even then they had stuff like that shield which showed you who was still alive and where they were.
I missed that.
And you could like knock people. Yeah, there was one part where he used the grenades to kill everyone. Oh, it was infrared.
Yeah.
And then he like flashed it up just to see which one of them was still alive and then finished them off. Yeah, like even the grenade stuff looked interesting, looked unique, sort of new takes on all this stuff. There he is.
And there's Earth.
There's Earth, with that dude exploding in the foreground. Beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. I think we've got two great military first-person shooters coming out in 2016.
I think you're right.
Yeah, all right. So that's Call of Duty Infinite Warfare coming out. They did do a Call of Duty. They did do a release date for that as well, I believe. So let's get that in there. November 4th.
November
2016. All right, that's it. We're done.
You forgot the Last Guardian release date.
I don't care. October
25th.
There was more than one Guardian.
Yeah,
so
there's
clearly it
more than
wasn't
one.
the last.
I thought the boy was the Guardian.
Is he?
That's a good point. Maybe they're a team, the Last Guardians of the Galaxy.
A long day.
It's been a long day.
Time for bed.
We're done. That was a bunch of press conferences there today on Monday, and yesterday on Sunday. E3 starts tomorrow morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The show floor opens.
What have we been doing this whole time?
I have no idea. Talking about Norman Reedus' baby butt. That's video games.
Can we get that one more time?
Nope.
Damn it.
Nope, don't want to have nightmares. You can go watch that in
just
your
wanna
own
watch some
privacy of your own home,
Go back
and
to the
nobody can
hotel,
say anything to
run
you.
the butt.
Thank you so much for watching GameSpot's coverage of all of these press conferences. Really appreciate it. But we are not done yet. We have two stages here at E3. This one, the GameSpot stage upstairs. We have the co-op stage downstairs, which is us and a bunch of our friends hosting some interesting conversations. And then up here, we've got developers coming on to talk about all the games that you have seen, many of the games that you have seen. David Cage, I think, is on tomorrow with Todd Howard and a couple of others. So looking forward to that. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on Twitch, hit follow. If you're watching on Facebook, well done. And if you're watching on GameSpot, we love you all. Thank you so much for everyone for putting together this show. We'll be back live tomorrow morning starting noon Pacific. Get some sleep, and we'll see you on the other side. Adios.